Well, I wanted an SUV, but I couldn't afford an X3 or X5. But I still wanted a BMW, so I chose the smallest model. So yeah, it's an 1.8 diesel, 143 horsepower and 300 Newton meters original. We removed the DPF and we optimized the ECU. So approximately 210, 215 horsepower and 425 Newton meters.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's quite heavy, so it needed to be done.
It's the X-Drive model? Or?
No, it's the S-Drive, so it's a real drive.
So it's a proper BMW.
It's a proper BMW,
okay,
yes.
That's good. Did you originally had in mind to tune it in such a way, or did it come naturally, so to speak?
Actually, I ordered the coils before I even bought the car. Yeah, yeah, and I booked the time for the optimizing to remove the DPF.
Yes.
Yeah, everything was done before I even bought the car. So I just had to find a car after that.
Tell me a bit about your history with cars. What cars did you previously own?
The car before this one was a BMW E61. It was wrapped up in matte black, and after a few miles we made a camo vinyl of it.
Cool.
Yeah, and put a roof box on it.
You're kind of a BMW fan.
Yeah, I
right?
became that after many years of driving an.
So tell me a bit about the modifications you did to the car. I'm really interested about the idea behind this wide body kit, because it's something I've never seen on an SUV before.
No, it's actually made just for this car. The fender flares are made of glass fiber. The one who made them for me, he also make other things in carbon fiber and Kevlar.
Wow.
But that was too expensive for me, so I choose the glass fiber.
Even though it kind of is an extreme modification of the car, it fits really well with it.
Yeah, we wanted to look as normal as possible, as stock as possible, so people would think it was made by BMW, of course.
The wheels.
Yeah, the wheels. It's Japan Racing, 19 inches high and 11 inches wide all around. I use spaces, of course, 55 millimeters in the front and 60 millimeters in the rear.
What kind of suspension setup are you using?
BC coilovers, BR Type RA, and the car as it stands right now, it's lowered 102 millimeters in the front and 80 millimeters in the rear. But I modified the coils, so I have 29 millimeters more to lower it if I want to.
So we can't actually call it as SUV anymore, right?
No, actually, in Sweden, BMW doesn't call this a SUV. They call it a sports activity, SAV.
So the first thing that caught my eye, obviously, when I looked at your car was the huge wing on the back.
That's the last modification we did 2 weeks ago. It's a carbon fiber wing that is glued with window glue.
Does it hold up well?
It holds very well.
And it's loud as well.
Yeah, that was one of the modifications I wanted to do, because it's diesel, to hear the proper diesel sound. So it's straight pipes.
Do you daily drive the car?
Yeah, I drive it daily to the local wood shop, or to the work, or just for fun, or to car meets, of course. A normal, typical season is like 2,500 miles. No, 2,500 Swedish miles.
Swedish miles. You add an extra zero.
Yeah, exactly.
4 kilometers.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to ask you about your future plans with the car, but I've heard, unfortunately, you're gonna sell it.
Yes, that's correct. I'm about to sell it in a few weeks because I've owned this one for 2.5 years, and I feel that I have achieved what I wanted with the car.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for another BMW, or actually an Alpina. Yeah, and
Do you have something specific in mind?
there are only 2 registered in Sweden right now, so it's quite unusual model.
You're gonna reveal it for us on a new video next year, right?
Yes, of course.
Cool.
Yes, in spring 2018.
So you're gonna get this car back to stock, or you're gonna sell it like it is?
That depends on the buyer,
Okay.
because I'm up for anything. If the buyer wants it stock, I'll make it stock.
Well, it was definitely one of the most interesting cars and crazy cars I've seen. Thank you so much for taking the time
Thank
to
you.
do this movie.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
I'm gonna put your Instagram account below so that you guys can see what he buys next.
Yes.
See you.
Bye.